How's it going, everyone? Marriland here, and I'm back on the Hermitcraft Feed the Beast server. Gonna play some more Minecraft Feed the Beast and show you what I've been up to. I have been up to some stuff, I tell you. Been playing around periodically and just doing some things. I've been doing a lot more off camera because it seemed like most of you were fine with that. So I'm going to show you the fruits of my labors here. First and foremost, remember these things I had up here? Well, I went ahead and I filled this one up with oil. Yeah, I haven't processed it yet, but I figure, you know what? I made this thing called the oil fabricator. I was talking about it in the last episode. And really, it's not that expensive to make. Just some obsidian, a TNT, plastic sheets, and this factory machine block. And all it does is turn like MJ or EU into oil. Very slowly, very gradually. But the problem was, since I had all my steam boilers kind of going, or my high pressure boiler thingies, I was just wasting all that energy. And, you know, my MFSU is already full, so there's not a lot I could do with that. So I figured, you know what, let's just send some excess to make some oil, just in case I need it for later, or I can always convert it to fuel, maybe power another boiler for a bit. It's not the most efficient thing in the world to use, but it works. Okay, so there's that, and today we're going to work on making the Matter Fabricator. Yeah, that's this bad boy right here. But in order to do that, we're going to need a lot of stuff. So the first thing we're going to make is this thing called the Implosion Compressor, which I went ahead and built right here. Now, a lot of the stuff today, you know, you're going to have to figure out how to make the individual components. NEI down here, this can be used to search up any of the recipes. In this case, it's the Implosion Compressor. So to make this, it's just, let's see, 4 advanced alloy, electronic circuit, compressor, and then advanced machine blocks, or these machine hull things if you'd rather. That's how you make it. Now, I'm not going to bother showing you each and every recipe because I think you guys are probably getting a little sick of that. Instead, thanks to that one setting I showed you last time where I look at an item and it shows what it is, you can just search it yourself, and I think that'll make it easier. If there's something complicated, I might show you. But anyway, here's some of the other stuff I've been making. As you can see, I have patterns now for the MFSU, have all my gear patterns, compressor, recycler. That's actually what these things are on the wall over here. They're recyclers. And what they do is, I actually had to shut them off. They convert cobblestone or various other things into this stuff called scrap. And scrap is pretty handy. You're going to need that to power your Matter Fabricator. It basically gets you some stuff. In fact, actually, you know what? There's one other thing I want to show you. This is partially the Matter Fabricator episode, but also I did a lot of stuff with this cool mod called Mine Factory Reloaded. Oh, and really quick, I have this new boiler set up, starting to produce some steam. I guess that's reassuring. I realized this is actually off-center. My second boiler was off-center. I thought this was supposed to be the center part when I arranged it, but no, actually it was just supposed to go into the corner. So I'll probably have to power that one down and then move it right here. But for right now, I don't really care. Okay, so I added a new room. That's right. Right down here, over to the left, I added another basement because I do like basements. And, ooh, yeah, look at this. Does this look cool or what? Oh, man, I had some fun building this. These are all half slabs along the side here. We have some of my inverted white lamps lighting things up, and aluminum blocks. I love how these look. I think it's a really nice look and very nicely done with the inverted white lamps and the aluminum blocks. I think that's pretty cool. This stuff is zirconium soil, which you make through a variety of things. You have to make these green engineering brick things, and basically they double the rate things grow on that. And you can actually stack them too, so you can have multiple of them on top of each other. And then inside of these little things here, I don't know if I like them covered up or not, but, oh, I'm missing one there. I have these things called lily pads of fertility. They basically increase the rate of things growing in a 9x9 radius. So that's pretty handy. It makes these trees grow like insanely fast. And that was really important. I needed to make something for to supplement my second boiler because I was running so gosh darn low on charcoal. I got down to 1400 at one point, so I needed to do something. But it looks like these are doing their stuff pretty well. The only thing is, and if you guys know what the problem is, see how sometimes it plants the sapling like right in the middle of things? Well, it slows it down when it does that. I have to chop down the whole darn tree myself. Sometimes. And yes, I am poisoned. There is a very good reason for that. Very good reason indeed. So, how this works actually, I should probably show you what is going on. Where's my steak? Okay, so this is the setup I'm using for this. This is a harvester. And this thing, basically, it takes energy, and that's about it. It chops down trees in front of it in a 3x3 radius. So this thing, by default, will hit all of those green blocks right in front of it. Then, directly underneath the middle one is this thing called a planter. And that replants any of this stuff. Well, it plants it, and then it works its magic. So that's pretty cool. This thing does have an upgrade. There are these things called upgrades, which you can find down here. And they're made with various materials. Not too expensive by any means. But they increase the radius you've got going on. This isn't always beneficial because it also increases the scanning time of each of these areas. So that's why sometimes just a simple 3x3 is more effective than the maximum size radius thing. So, because otherwise it takes all of its time looking for different blocks that need to be processed or something. So, that's why the 3x3. But yeah, I don't know why it gets stuck like this one here. I mean, this is hooked up to that. Should work just fine. Alright, so ready to get a little messy. Oh my goodness. Trying to get down to the basement of this. I do have it all worked out, but it's just kind of a mess down here. As you can see, I have all this Icorium soil stacked. That's pretty cool. And then I have this planter thing. And this is just hooked up to an ME export bus. Just exports whatever saplings I need and puts it into the planter. And then the harvester up top, that's hooked up to an ME interface. I found that the import bus didn't work, but the interface works just fine, which is awesome. Now, directly below the harvester, I have this thing called a sludge boiler, and that is what makes me poisoned. See, when you chop down trees using this Mine Factory Reloaded harvester or stuff like that, it generates this liquid called sludge, and it just accumulates. But you can pipe it down to a sludge boiler, and then that will convert it into actually a variety of things. Clay, sand, dirt, soul sand, and even cracked dirt. So now I have a pretty good amount of soul sand, but most importantly, I have a ton of clay. 10,000 clay. That is awesome. So I can do a whole lot of stuff with that. Maybe turn it into lithium later. Very excited. So it's a good thing to have. I don't think you need to have it there, but it's pretty cheap, and why not, right? This is all being powered just by an energy tesseract and an energy cell. It uses very little power, actually. In fact, you can even see this is only inputting 10 MJ per tick. So all of this is being run on like 10 MJ per tick, and it seems to be just cranking. Oh my goodness. It is basically rendering my Steve's Cart tree farm like obsolete. It's going so fast. You know how I said I had 1.4 thousand charcoal and I was all flipping out? Well, within like the next hour or so, well, okay, not the next hour, but within several hours, I was back up to 10K. I let it go overnight, and I was up to 55K when I woke up in the morning. So, and that's with the 2 boilers running. So that's why I set up a third boiler, and I'll probably do more. So I love that stuff down there. It's super cool, super awesome. There's still so much I want to do with Mine Factory Reloaded, but that was a good start. So hopefully that kind of showed you what I had going on. Let's just take a look down here. Now I did improve the radius just because, I don't know, I was wondering if these were too close to each other. And I don't know. Oh, and all this stuff. This is, what is this? Inverted white Zycorodite light. I just used different colors for that. I thought it looked neat. I wanted it to look like a sun or something up there. It's kind of like a dome. Looks neat. I got these obsidian bricks way in the background there. This looks kind of neat. Yeah, I like it. And I love how the green zicordite and the white zicordite look if you put a half slab on them. They look kind of gaudy otherwise. Like, you know, if I were to take this down, for instance. I mean, you know, this, it looks nice and all, but it can get kind of grating looking at it after a while. But using it as a trim, it looks really nice. It's a cool effect, and I like it. Let me know what you think, guys. I'd love to hear. And, you know, if you got any tips for the farm, let me know too. Most importantly, I'm just trying to figure out why it gets stuck sometimes. I mean, it seems to have worked itself out, but when I was using rubber trees, it got stuck a lot, and that was just a pain. Let's see. I got sugar canes and cacti going here. I put some sugar canes here just because, like, I couldn't put anything else there. You can actually put the cacti and the sugar canes on the zirconium soil. This configuration seems to work. Other than that, I got a whole ton of sugar canes going. Enough to get me, actually a whole ton of stuff. I mean, look, I'm up to like 12K spruce saplings. What else do I have? All that clay you saw, right? And let's see, 5,000 cacti, 15,000 sugar cane. Yeah, it makes a lot of sugar cane. 3,700 apples, that's pretty good. And, well, yeah, I mean, that looks like mostly it. Oh, and I'm also making these plant balls, oak saplings. I don't know, I was doing that through, I think, centrifuging the rubber logs. Because that way it turns it into sticky resin. It's pretty clever, actually. I stopped making the rubber wood, but you just centrifuge rubber wood, and it turns into, like, compressed plant balls and methane, sticky resin, and then you can centrifuge that to get a whole ton of rubber. So that's what I had going on here. It looks all torn out, though. Yeah. All right, so you know what? I've done a lot of show and tell right now, mostly the show, but, you know, maybe seeing a more practical application will do some magic for you. Maybe it'll excite you or something. Now, we got this implosion compressor thing here. So, let's take this apart. Ooh, that was weird. Let's take this apart and let's just take a look inside really quick. How on earth do you build an implosion compressor? Well, you're going to need, I think it's 18 reinforced machine casing and then 8 standard machine casing. Basically, you need to make the a 3x3 box, right? And then the standard machine casing needs to be on the corners of this cube. And then the rest of it needs to be reinforced machine casing, except for this very center block right down, well, not this one, but the one I'm standing on right now. So that makes the structure for the implosion compressor, which is great news. Let's go ahead and put that back now that we've kind of seen what it's like. And let's just put this implosion compressor on top. Now this requires low voltage, so only 32 EU per tick, but it goes pretty fast. And if you built it correctly, you won't see a missing machine casing or something like that. You won't miss that. Oh yeah, look at all those recyclers. I had like more than a million cobblestone, so I really wanted to do something with that. That's why they're all there. I'll probably take them down, but I just wanted to show you really quick. It's pretty effective. In fact, actually, if you want to make a lot of that scrap, and you're going to need to do that for the Matter Fabricator, I recommend these export buses. Exporting cobblestone you're generating from your quarry or something, send them into these recyclers. The recyclers aren't too expensive to make, particularly if you're using AE auto crafting, so it doesn't take too much time or anything. And then behind each of those, I'll even show you, I have import buses on the side. So they are just importing all of the scrap that comes in. I have them arranged like that simply because, let's see, the side does matter. You have to export to the top of the recycler and then import from either of the sides. And that seems to work. So that's why it's like this. I could throw overclockers and stuff in here, but having them be kind of parallel like this seems to do the trick. And that's why they're all arranged this way rather than having the face looking out towards here. So that way I could import, not have it sticking out all over the place. Yeah, I don't know. Just thought I'd share that. Okay, so Implosion Compressor. We're going to make some cool stuff now, all right? We're going to make our first Iridium Plate. What do you say? So to make an Iridium Plate, we're going to need some stuff. Let's go ahead and look that up really quick. Iridium Plate. And oh, why do we need the Iridium Plate? Very good question. Let's just go back here. We're going to need the Iridium Plate for this Lapatronic Energy Orb, which is made through 8 Lapatron crystals and then an Iridium Plate. The Iridium Plate is generated through this Implosion Compressor, which requires 8 industrial TNT and then an Iridium Alloy Ingot. To get the Iridium Alloy Ingot in a rolling machine, we have to take 4 Iridium Ingots and then a Diamond Dust. So, yeah. As for the industrial TNT, that's just 3 TNT and then 6 flint, and that'll do the trick. You'll need to do this process twice in order to get the 8 you need. Thankfully, I think I already set up a pattern or something for it, just because I wanted to, yeah, see, here we go. So we have that all set. Well, let's first go ahead and grab some iridium. So I've got 14 iridium from all my quarrying. That's nice. This stuff's rare and hard to get, but thanks to this Matter Fabricator, we'll be able to get it much quicker, which is a very good thing. Now, once we have this, we need to turn it into an ingot. How do we do that? Well, we just have to compress it. So let's go ahead and do that really quick. And I left all my compressors downstairs. So I don't think we need iridium ore actually for anything. I think it is only compressed. So we might as well compress all of it. No reason not to. Yeah, so this is going to take a little bit. I'll tell you what. While this is going, let's go ahead and make some industrial TNT. So I already had a pattern set up for it, so it should be a snap. We can just do this, and let's craft 8. Just to get started. That's enough for one of those things. Let's see, industrial, there we go. All right, so we got 8 of these industrial TNTs. Perfect. Well, the compressor is probably still doing its thing. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we need to do. Well, we can obviously hook this up. Was there anything else I made of interest? I showed you the oil fabricator. Oh yeah, there's this filler thing. Actually, I don't want to show the filler off right now. It's just going to be kind of weird. It's a neat block used for clearing or filling a large area, which is kind of neat. I made this because one of the new guys on Hermitcraft, Slipgator, he was playing around with fillers because he wanted to like clear his base or fill it with something. He's just having a heck of a time trying to figure it out. And I love this thing, so I was trying to work with him and try to figure out what the problem was. Ended up to be just a configuration in the redstone energy cell. It wasn't sending it power, but I don't know. That's why I built it. So yes, I know I built that off camera. I'll show you sometime. We'll have a good practical use for it. But for now, let's just put this bad boy away. All right, let's go check on the iridium. We've got... Oh, it's being taken into the system now, isn't it? There we go. All right, well, cool. We have 5. That's enough to get started. That is most definitely enough. We also need some diamond dust. So let's go ahead and grab that. And, oh, we need the advanced alloy. That's right. And again, if you don't know how to make any of this stuff up, you have any eye down here. Use it. Use it. All right, so we're going to need a rolling machine here. And this thing's just kind of a pain because it keeps taking power away, which isn't cool. Like, requires a little trickle of power. So that's why I don't have it hooked up all the time. Okay, let's see. So, in order to make that, I think it's 4 on the corners. Or maybe it's a plus sign. Let's just find out. We'll find out very soon. Oh, that does it. That does it. All right, so Iridium Alloy Ingot. Let's go ahead and click to craft. Thankfully, this thing goes relatively fast. Sweet. Iridium Alloy Ingot. Nice. So, now that we have this, let's go ahead and put this in the Implosion Compressor. There's one thing we're going to need first, though. That is just a glass fiber cable. We just need to give this thing some juice. Let's see. So, this is all... yeah, this is low voltage, which is good. That's what we want. Now we should have power. Okay, so we put that there, and then the 8 industrial TNT right here, and nothing. Is that right? Oh, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm derping. This is the one we want. The iridium alloy ingot. Boom. Ta-da! We've got our first iridium plate. Oh, nice. Iridium plates are used in all of the late game materials, so you can use them in just a ton of things. You need them to make the hybrid solar panels, to make the sonarium alloy, superconductor covers, cooling cores. This stuff is the really nice stuff, the quantum suit, and it requires some of these iridium plates. Yeah, actually, quite a lot of them. Yeah, but they're really good to have. I look forward to having a set of that. And as you can see here, it's needed to make that Lapatronic energy orb, as well as these energy flow circuits, but there's another recipe we can use to make those, which I'll show you. Let's see. Yeah, just a whole bunch of stuff. Nano sabers. These stuff, that's stupid expensive now. Iridium plates, platinum plates, and this stuff. Man. And the Vajra core. Oh, yeah. That can be useful. Okay, so as you can see, it's used in quite a lot of stuff. Good to have, but most importantly, this is what we're going to need for our Matter Fabricator. So let's go back and look at what else is involved in this. We're going to need to make all this stuff. So this is simple. This is just some Lapatron crystals and an iridium plate. We can even do that right now. I don't think I'm going to show you all the crafting process and stuff, because let's face it, that gets boring after a bit. Highly advanced machine blocks. What do we need to do that? We need chrome plates, titanium plates, and an advanced machine block. Well, I've got some good news. Thankfully, I was getting a ton of chrome by centrifuging my ruby dust. That's the best way to get chrome. Either that or I think you can centrifuge or electrolyze redstone to get ruby dust. And that works too. But I don't know. I had a lot of rubies. That's why I'm making my Lapatron crystals with diamonds instead of rubies, just because I actually value the rubies more. So we got that. And then for titanium, yeah, we have a lot of titanium ingots because I went through and I just processed so much bauxite. You wouldn't even believe it. It was awesome. So that's good. Let's go ahead and we'll get these all bent into titanium plates, which is good. Looks like all of our iridium's set. Nice. All right, so that means we can make that no problem. We got these highly advanced machine blocks. It'll cost some chrome and some titanium, but, you know, you can look up the recipes to how to get them. I've been showing that in my videos. So, yeah. All right, so teleporters. This is actually the simplest step, except, oh, actually, yeah, I can take a normal diamond. Thank goodness. We still need that industrial diamond, but thankfully we can get that. It just takes a ton of industrial TNT. This is what can be used to make the industrial grinder that I need. All right, so, you know, not too bad. Frequency transmitter, super easy there. All right, so that just leaves these energy flow circuits. Now, the normal recipe for this requires tungsten plates, which means I'll have to upgrade my, my industrial blast furnace for these advanced circuits, Lapatron crystals, and an iridium plate. Ouch, that's expensive. On the bright side, it gives me all 4 I need. But there is a cheaper recipe you can do if you don't mind investing a little bit of time. You can use this assembling machine in order to make an energy flow circuit. In order to do that, you just need a Lapatron crystal and then this elite circuit board. You put that in the assembling machine, wait 2.5 minutes roughly, a little bit more than that, and you'll get an energy flow circuit. So you'll need to do this to get 4 of those. How do you get the elite circuit board? Well, you could get lucky in a scrap box, but the best way is just with that same assembling machine, you take a platinum plate and an advanced circuit, and then that'll get you an elite circuit board. And again, this is going to take 160 seconds. So, you know, it's a timely process, but the good news is it saves you a lot of iridium. You don't have to use any iridium doing it that way. You just need some platinum. And do I have any platinum? Oops, I do not. So how do you get platinum? Well, that's another good question. In fact, let's just take a look here. We're going to go back to this recipe. Alright, so we can take shiny ingots and plate bend them into platinum plates, or we can take platinum ingots to do that. Okay, well, I think I might have a shiny ingot or two, but how on earth do we get the platinum ingots, huh? Well, let's see. Powered furnace. There is a way. I think we have to get the dust for it. That's probably our best route. Yeah, so let's see. Platinum dust. That's right. Remember all that ferrous ore we have? Well, that's what we're saving it for. We're saving it to get this platinum stuff. Now, we can... Let's see. Where did it go? Yeah, I think we're going to have to make this industrial grinder if we want to get the most efficient yield. Because then, that plus some mercury will give us a full thing of platinum dust. And that's awesome. That's what we want. And that's just a great output. So, I guess we should probably focus on building that. Plus, it's a good machine to have anyway. Alright, so you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get everything else built. And, yeah, I will see you once it's all pretty much set. And I'll get that assembling machine and things going, too. And I'll just pop in to show you briefly. Alright, so I'll see you in a sec. Oh, man, I don't know what just happened here. Yeah, I wasn't recording when I was getting everything set up, but one of my boilers just blew up. That's so disappointing, because, like, I had it all set up to water, and I was checking it, too. Shoot, now that one's not working. Oh, man! What the heck happened? That's so weird. Oh, my goodness. What? Oh, man. Let's see. Ooh. Blew up all my signs and things. Oh, that's a nightmare. How rude. Okay, well, I gotta patch this up really quick before things get nasty. Because right now I'm running everything on only one boiler. Ah, shoot. What on earth happened? That was wild. Okay, well, first and foremost, let me make sure we got enough... Yeah, we got enough water there. Okay, that's just so strange. See, there was water... Two of these blocks, I know they had water, and I know I was looking at this thing, too. So I don't know what on earth happened. Dang. Alright, well, we gotta get this patched up. Alright, there we go, and... Alright, well, it's still at 1,000 degrees. Thank goodness for that, but it's going to lose degrees very quickly if I don't get it an export bus. Huh, alright, well, let's do that. Man, that was like my worst nightmare. And let's put some charcoal in there. Is that doing anything? Oh, that's weird. Why isn't it doing anything, huh? Oh, it must not be hooked up. No, it's not. Darn it. Alright, well, let me get some cables here. Jeez, man, I wish I would have had that recording. That was pretty frightening. Not even gonna lie. Alright, let's see. Oops. Just this big old boom. I mean, at least it didn't level my entire base or anything. Alright, there we go. Looks like we got... Yeah, so these are at least pumping some charcoal in. That's reassuring. But man, let me check their water state. That is just so weird. Okay, what else? Did it do any other damage? No, it didn't. Not down here. I mean, we're all good down here. Man! Well, at least now we know how much damage one of these things does. Let me, shoot. Wow, that was something, huh? Here, I better hook that up. Well, so much for my second boiler plans. Looks like everything's good up here, and looks like nothing blew up over here. Alright, well that's good. That's reassuring. That is just so baffling. I don't know why it blew up. Everything was loaded. Wasn't really doing anything. Huh. Strange. Well, I'll deal with it another time. It's not like a crisis or anything at the moment. I mean, it kind of is, but it's something that I can deal with later. I got most of the parts built. Got to get those item frames back. Oh, that's just such a pain. Oh, man. Okay, let me just F7 really quick, because the last thing I want is a mob or something to spawn down here, like a creeper. Oh, that'd be bad. Ooh, sapphires. Cool. Alright, well, let me just do this spot. I'll patch this up later. Darn it. Oh, man. Why couldn't it have been this one, huh? Man, I should have just had it off-center. Actually, maybe... I don't think that would be what the problem was. Don't think so. Well. Oh, that sure freaked me out. Okay, but those two are going. Let me just verify. Yes, they've got plenty of water. I know that one had plenty of water. I don't know what happened. I really don't. I mean, I know this thing doesn't have any water in it now, but there were... This must have run underneath it. I don't know. I'm kind of confused, but whatever. I'll get it figured out. Probably had it coming. Anyway, let's see. What else do we have to do? We have to make that assembling machine, and I guess I forgot to look at that. So, let's see. Assembling machine. That's not too bad. Alright, I'm going to make this, and I'm going to assemble some stuff, so I will see you in a sec. Alright, well, here we go. We've gone ahead and made the assembling machine. So let's, well, we made a pattern for it. I guess we haven't technically made it yet. Let's go ahead and put that in there. Drop off some of this stuff I made. And, yeah, let's do the assembly machine. Okay. Now, this is different than the assembly table, mind you. That's a different thing. That uses the BuildCraft stuff. Ooh, this isn't good. Alright, okay, so this uses low voltage, if I recall correctly. Yes, it does. So we can just hook this up. I think it can be anywhere. I don't really care. I'll probably find a better spot for it, but since this is some low voltage, let's just put it right there for now. Okay, how on earth does this thing work, eh? Well, you just put two things here, and then it does some stuff. And there's some things here that let you decide if it moves stuff forward or not. So we're going to need, what are we going to need? We're going to need a platinum plate, aren't we? Oh, that's right. So in order to get that, we should probably make that industrial grinder. What do we need for that? I know I've been talking about that for ages, and I think it's time to finally make that. Now that we can make this diamond dust, which we needed for, or the industrial diamond. See, we need that for this diamond grinder. So, pump, industrial electrolyzer. I mean, we can do this stuff. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and make everything it takes for this industrial grinder. I mean it this time, because we actually need that in order to proceed. So, I will do that, and I will see you in a sec. Oh my goodness, it took a lot to get all the stuff for this set up, but now I'll at least have it in a pattern. So that's nice. So we have the industrial grinder set. Okay, let's go ahead and put this in here. And yeah, I made recipes for the other stuff too, just to keep things simple. Okay, so let's toss some of this stuff away, and we're going to get started on this grinder thing. Okay, so grinder. Let's craft it up. And there we go. All right, so we've got the industrial grinder. Now this thing takes 128 EU per tick, and it requires that constantly, very much like the like this thing here. So I think I should be able to set it up right here. Hopefully that shouldn't cause any issue. I'll probably readjust it later, but this is a good spot. So we're going to actually, I think we'll have this be the dedicated MFE for. Actually, it doesn't really matter. We have two there, so both of these should be able to work together. All right, so we need to make this industrial grinder. It's a multi-block platform, so we're going to need to make it, or a multi-block structure, I'm sorry. So I think it's, let's see. think it's almost like a donut. I'll put it over just off center a little bit, just so it won't get right in the way. Okay, so 9 standard casing on the bottom, and then I think it's 8 around on the second layer. And then you need a bucket of water. You need to put some water in the middle. And then, wait, where's the rest of it? Did I really? Oh, that's so weird. All right, let's just make some standard casing. Actually, let's see. I only got 1. All right, standard casing. We're going to need another, I'll do 8. I think that ought to do it. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to now need to put this right on top. Oh, shoot. Look what I've done now. I'm such a derp. Oh, my goodness. I just went ahead and... Yeah. Oh, well. Hey, where's... What the... Oh, that's weird. Huh. There we go. All right, that's better. Yeah, don't you be disrespecting me, water. Yeah, what's that all about? Okay, let's go ahead and do some of this. And 1 more on top. There we go. Okay, now I believe this industrial grinder can be set up to the side, which is kind of nice. Let's see. Well, what is blocking me? Oh, it's that light. Let's just put it there. Okay, looks like we built it properly. That's good. Now we just need to wrap some stuff around it. So let's take some glass fiber cable. And we could probably take some ME cable too. We can do that later. I'll probably do that later just to, keep things going. Actually, this is a stupid spot for it. Actually, I could put it right back here. It's so hard to see, but that's okay. It's no big deal. Come on. All right, we're going to put you right back here. Oh, well, I guess that'll do. Okay, so incomplete machine casing. What? Oh, right. You know what? That's because it is just not centered right. There we go. Now it should work. Right? Maybe? Maybe so? Yeah, there we go. All right, looks kind of ugly, but at least it has power. So this thing can be used to grind just about everything more efficiently than anything else you could toss at it. So in this instance, it needs a bucket of water, but I think that can be supplied through something like an aqueous accumulator, and that's kind of handy. In fact, just for an example, let's see. I'm going to grab some... What kind of ore do we have? Let's grab some of... I know I want to do this ferrous ore, but we want some Mercury Cells first. Let's take some galena ore. Let's just see if the water in the center counts or not. Yeah, so it's going to need that water in the center. Or water cells or something. So what we can do is we'll just take an aqueous accumulator and hook it up to that. In fact, I think I even have one just chilling around. Oh, no, I guess I took that one out. No problem. No problem. All right, I'm going to go find that really quick, and I will see you in a sec. Okay, this ought to do the trick. Let's just go ahead and put that there. Whoops. Let's do... Come on. Why aren't you working? Oh, well, no problem. Let's just reverse the order. Let's put the empty one up top there. And then let's put that there. There we go. Now we got some water going into that thing. And did I leave the stuff in? Doesn't look like it. Okay, no problem. So let's go ahead and put this there. Oh, it's not quite right, but wait, I think I can use my wrench. There we go. Nice, nice. Okay, so this is all set. It's got the water it needs. So now it should grind this galena ore into, well, actually a lot of stuff. Let's see. I don't have it hooked up to an ME network. So you'll get the galena dust, but you'll also 100% of the time get sulfur dust. So that's pretty nice if you want sulfur dust. In fact, this is a great way to basically just get like tons of stuff. Ooh, yeah, you can get some thorium that way. That's pretty nice. There's another thing that you can put in here, actually. It's called the Mercury Cells. You can use that instead of the water, and that'll increase your output for a lot of things. I guess you can also put this sodium persulfate cell in there for different nether things or different things here and there. The one that we want to use this on, we need to make some mercury cells for, because we're going to need to make that stuff. I know, we need platinum. That's what we need, and we might as well do it in style, right? So we need some ferrous ore. Let's go ahead and take this, and we're going to need some mercury. So how on earth do we get that? Well, this Quicksilver stuff, that is what you use in order to do that. And you can get that by processing cinnabar ore. So let's just see here. Cinnabar ore. With this, you can just directly smelt it, and then that'll make some Quicksilver. So let's go ahead and smelt it. What do you say? It doesn't look like there's any other use for it, which is fine by me. So we'll export that. It'll go into my induction furnace, and we'll get a ton of Quicksilver. Now, in order to get this Quicksilver into the Mercury Cell, we need to use this automatic canning machine thing. And it goes super quick. But that'll give us a Mercury Cell. We just take some Quicksilver in an empty cell, and it gives us a Mercury Cell. So what do we need for that automatic canning machine? That would be, what is it? This thing? Yeah, this thing. Just a canning machine and a conveyor module. Okay. Well, maybe we can do this just with the... No, I think we need to combine the two. This is simple. All right, you know what? I'm going to go make this up really quick, and I'll hook it up, and I will see you in a sec. Alright, so went ahead and made the recipe for it. So let's go ahead and do that. Now we have the automatic canning machine. So if we want this to work properly, we're probably going to want to use ME to do it. That'll just convert all the Quicksilver we have into Mercury cells. Awesome. So let's hook that up. We'll just do this slightly untidy here. Guess it's no problem, huh? Alright, so we need some ME cables. We'll need an import bus, and we'll need an export bus. Just because I'd rather do this automatic. Alright, well here's the export bus, import bus, and it already took the cables, so that's some good news. Okay, so let's see. Let's take... Oh, whoa. Alright. Oops. I guess it's no problem. So I wonder if I insert from the top. Let's try that out. Put that there. Let's do Quicksilver. I know there's 2 slots. Okay, so that puts that there. Oh, that's right. There's 2 slots. So we're going to need to make another one of those things. Let's do another export bus. Begin. And we'll put that on the other side. And that should do the trick. Okay, put that there. Put the import bus there. Let's take 2 of these cables. Oh, darn it, that's not where I wanted you. Hook that up. Darn it. And... okay, so now this one should be able to just give it some cells. Empty cells. And that ought to make some mercury cells. But we don't have power to this thing yet. Oh, so it's exporting it, but then it's importing it again. So I have a feeling that is not going to work right. Let's try and hook it up underground. Oh. Alright, this might work a little bit better. Do that. Boom, there we go. It's going to look ugly for right now, but that's okay. We'll tidy it up in a moment. Let's see. Can I hit that thing? Export bus. Yes, I can. Is this exporting it properly? Ooh, no it is not. That... maybe if I put it in the back. Alright, you know what? I'm going to play around with this for a sec. We'll get it working. Alright, well, it seems to work just fine if I do it like this. So we take the export buses on the top and on the right side, and that seems to do the trick. So we put the import bus on the back, and that takes everything into the system. At least I'm pretty sure it'll take the output in. Let's just, let's take this thing down. Oh, wow. Alright, more powerful than I thought. I am just making a mess of my room, I tell you. This is just, looks awful. Okay, so this is all low voltage. That's good. This thing is a low voltage thing. Now it should begin canning it. Let's see if it's automatically importing it or not. It is, and it's importing it, which is beautiful. Simply beautiful. So now we're going to get a ton of mercury. That's really good. That's really good. We need some mercury. Okay, let's seal this all up so at least looks at least somewhat decent. I don't know. We'll play with that later. All right, so we're getting some mercury cells. Now, well, it's done its thing. We need to have an import bus if we wanted to get any of this stuff out, because once it's full, it's not going to do things. It won't process, but that's fine. Now that we have the mercury cells, we can go ahead and let's put all this stuff away. We can process this ferrous ore. Let's take some mercury and the ferrous ore, which we do have. So you put the mercury in here, in that spot that's filled up with where the water is. You put that in, and then you'll get the increased output. So you definitely want to do that. It's really important you do that first, though, if you're trying to grind things. Otherwise, it'll start grinding without it. Now, this will give us the full amount. It'll give us an increased amount. Plus, you even get the cells back, which is very nice. You don't end up wasting tin. And just like that, we're getting the platinum we need, as well as some nickel dust. This is the use for ferrous ore. You can go ahead and process all the ferrous ore you've been saving up in this industrial grinder, and you'll be set. Now, I think I'll have to play around with AE to figure out what the best way is to automate this. But, I can do that later. Also, you can have an industrial grinder set up on each of these 4 sides, and it should work. So that's good if you want more industrial grinders going on. You just have to keep in mind they all have to be powered with 128 EU per tick. So I'd need to do more than just an MFE if I wanted that. I'd need to use like a few MFE, a few MFEs. I'm sorry. All right, there we go. Oh, whoa, stop. Darn it, see what I mean? All right, no problem. Let's go ahead and take some more of these mercury cells. See, now I only get a tiny pile of platinum dust. That's a shame. Oh, well, no problem. Okay, let's go ahead and put the rest in there. Might as well... Ooh, actually... 15. You know what? I'm just going to leave 15's worth in there. 14. I'll do the rest later. Okay, well, we got the platinum we need. We are almost done, I tell you. We just got to make that assembling machine, which I actually already have that here. So let's go ahead and we're going to cook up that platinum. Going to do that. Just need 4 platinum dust in order to make the plates. Then we're going to take that plate bending machine, which I have downstairs somewhere. I'm going to go ahead and bend the platinum ingots into platinum plates. And then we have a little bit of waiting to do. So we're going to need some advanced circuits. I think we need 4 of these. Cool. And we're waiting on those platinum ingots, or platinum plates, that's right. All right, well, 7 will do. Okay, so let's go over here and take a look at this guy. Now, this is going to take a lot of time, but it's okay. In the big picture, we got some time. Okay, so it's going to do this for a bit. You could put an overclocker on there if you want, but it increases the power so much because it's one of those GregTech machines. So I don't know. It's really your call if you want to or not. I'm just going to wait it out. And then after this is done, it's going to make those advanced circuit board or elite circuit board things. With those, I'm going to put a Lapotron crystal on them, and that will turn them into the data, or not the data storage thing, the energy flow circuits or whatever. Okay, so I'm going to do that really quick. Well, okay, really slowly rather. And then we'll be good to go. So I'll see you in a sec. Okay, well, it just finished up. This assembling machine took forever to make these energy flow circuits, but they're all done. Oh my goodness. And I was playing around with this thing some more, and it turns out if I wanted to put the cells, like the Mercury cells here, I'd need to use the bottom slot. So I can't hook it up to, say, a liquiduct and an aqueous accumulator if I want to use the mercury. Yeah, kind of a shame. The sides are the only things that import. They don't export anything. So that's really a shame. Or I mean, if you're hooking up an export bus. But that's not a problem, because if I wanted to use the water with that, I could just use cells. I could use water cells in a similar fashion. See, I have this thing set up over here. It's a aqueous accumulator hooked up to a liquid transposer. And this thing is set, so if I have less than, if I have less than 20 cells in the system, it will then tell it to make more water cells, which are then sent upstairs. And I could use that instead of mercury if I wanted. So I could basically use them interchangeably. Right now I have plenty of mercury, so I'm just going through and doing that all automatically, getting some platinum, some nickel, so that's good. But enough of that. I think it's finally time to build that darn Matter Fabricator. Oh yeah, that is going to be so good. Okay, so let's see. We have the energy flow circuits. We need the Lapotronic energy orb. We need the teleporters. Why on earth I'm doing this in a crafting terminal, I have no clue. And we need, actually, what else do we need? Oh, right, the highly advanced machine blocks. There we go. All right, so I'm going to make a pattern for this. I'm not actually going to do the autocraft thing for it, but I do want a pattern for it just because it's kind of monumental. Oh yeah, there we go. Matter Fabricator. Yeah, so let's encode that. Let's go ahead and put this in here. This thing's really filling up. I'm going to need to expand it. Okay, now let's go and just craft it on a beautiful little project table because it'd be nicer that way. I think at least. All right, so here we go. Now this thing will create this stuff called UU matter. And it does that by taking 16.6 million EU in order to make one piece of that UU matter. It takes any voltage. Yeah, I think it'll even take extreme voltage. Maybe not. Yeah, it does. Maximum EU per tick in 8,192. Or EU per packet, rather. So, for right now, we can hook this directly up here to that thing, and we have some ME cables there too, which is very handy. I'm going to move this somewhere else momentarily, but look at this bad boy. Oh yeah. So what we can do is, right now it's only going to receive 512 per tick because it's only hooked up to one MFSU. I'm going to make more MFSUs and more boilers. That'll make it go so much faster. So let's give it some power, and it turns on. This thing will charge up. That's just its internal charge. But you're going to need some scrap in order for it to actually process anything. So let's go ahead and make both an export bus and an import bus. Come on. All right. Let's do, in fact, actually, I'm going to take some scrap. And let's take the import bus. This will take all of the UU matter straight out of the thing once it's done. And that's some good news. Okay, so let's see. We're going to need the import bus. I think the import bus has to be on the side. The export bus probably on top. All right, let's have it export a ton of scrap. And as you can see, it's doing that, and it's using up some of that internal buffer. That internal buffer, this will only be blue if it's not actually processing any scrap. And as we can see here, we are at 3% for one UU matter. The UU matter will show up right here once it's done. Also, you can see it is draining my poor little MFSU dry of energy. So I'm going to need to make some more energy that I can use, but that's not a problem. Not a problem at all. Wow, how cool is that? We got this thing going. It's making me a ton of platinum dust. That's a very good thing. Could certainly use that. Let me just make sure. Do we have enough? Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, well, nothing a boiler or two and a couple of MFSUs can't solve. Now, you can use other material as the amplifier for the Matter Fabricator. But I just like scrap because it's really easy to make. I don't think it actually affects how much EU it puts in, but let's say you used a more expensive material. You'll use less of that material. So that's why I just recommend using scrap. You could scrap box it if you want, but it's really no problem putting it inside of like a deep storage unit. In fact, that's probably what I should do. Anyway, this is going to take a while in order for it to make some UU matter. I don't think it's necessary to watch because really we're going to need a lot of UU matter before you can do anything with it. But 7 UU matter will make 1 piece of iridium, just the iridium ore. So that is going to be very handy. I'm going to try to hook this up to a lot of MFSUs to give it more power because it can take up to 8,192 per tick, and that's really good. I'll probably have some dedicated boilers just for that, and that'll be nice. I'll probably set it up in the basement too, just a nice spot for it. Anyway, I will see you in the next episode of Marriland's Hermitcraft. Whoa, Feed the Beast Adventure. See ya next time, boilers. Oh yeah, they're still exploding. Oh man.